Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Retention Management RM360 webinar. Stay on top of your member feedback. My name is Kevin Petrie. I am the General Manager of Retention Management, and I am joined today by Richard Thomas, the Executive Vice President of Listen360. I want to first and foremost thank you all for spending this next 30 to 35 minutes with us. We know that you are all very busy. We appreciate that time of yours, and hopefully we'll see some value of it at the end. What we're trying to do here today is present to you Retention Management's latest offering, our RM360 service. And really where this service developed was that as retention management clients up until now, a lot of your communication to your members has been a one-way street. You have our retention management services. They receive automated emails based off of member usage of the club. That usage is dictated by your CMS system, and that CMS system sends reports over to retention management, which we drop into our automated email engine. Now, what we've done here is we've tried to add another piece to that retention puzzle. We know that there's a lot of different ways to try and combat retention, our automated email system being first and foremost. And what we wanted to do was add another piece to the puzzle where you would have the ability to create a two-way street. Instead of just automated emails going out, you could now begin requesting member feedback and having them reach back out to you in an efficient and automated fashion for you to be able to take action based off of their responses. So in order to do this, what we did was we reached out to a company called Listen360. And why did we do this? Well, first and foremost, we did it because they have a great product. Second of all, they had already ventured into the fitness industry and have a substantial amount of fitness clients. So we knew that it was a proven product, a proven service. And then last of all, the integration aspect of it was a very simple one that would allow for no additional work by our actual clients. We are simply taking that report that you already send to us each week. In many cases, it's automated. If not, you're sending us that report, and we grab that report, and all we do is we take that very same report, we run it through our retention management email service engine, and then we provide it also to Listen360 so that it can be run as our RM360 module for our individual clients. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and throw the ball over the fence to Richard so that he can begin talking to you, and he'll start out by giving you a few insights as to the importance of customer feedback and such in regards to retention. He'll tell you why, RM360 is really the direction you need to go, and he'll go into the actual product to give you a nice little snapshot of the different aspects of the RM360 module. At that point, I'll hop back on at the end. We'll do any questions that you may have. And obviously, I'll talk to you about the follow-up that will come after this actual meeting. So in the meantime, if during the actual session you want to jot down a question, please feel free to use your webinar toolbar along the right-hand side. It allows you to ask questions. It allows you to raise your hand. So by all means, do not hesitate to work in that fashion. So at this point, I'll go ahead and throw the ball over to Richard, and he'll take it from here.
Great. Thanks, Kevin. And thanks again, everyone, for participating in the webinar this afternoon. I wanted to tell you just a little bit about the concept of customer feedback and what the key benefits are that health clubs receive from working and having a proactive customer feedback management system. Number one, it is a tool as part of an overall portfolio of tools that can help you increase client retention. Secondly, we also allow you to get recommendations from those happy customers that you already have, and so we prompt them to participate with you in giving you recommendations for your business so that new customers will come to you. And last but not least, we help you manage your online reputation. And we do that from a couple of different aspects. So those are kind of the three key benefits to take away as far as why you would want a customer feedback management system in your business. But more specifically, I wanted to share with you how we help you do that with the Listen360 system packaged as RM360 with retention management. First and foremost, as Kevin mentioned, we've done all the hard work so that we already know, based on the fact that you use retention management for email marketing, which customers should be sent a feedback request and when we should send that to them. So there's no additional work that you have to do. You don't have to upload any lists or do any kind of activities to be able to take advantage of this capability. The second big thing that we do is we give you a way of tracking, measuring, and controlling the process of following up with your customers that have issues and concerns. We do this through something we call a closed-loop task pad, which I'll actually show you as we get into the product tour. The third big thing we do is we give you, in addition to that one-to-one follow-up process with individual clients, we'll give you a portfolio of tools to help you have a top-down view of what all of your customers have to say collectively about your business. And this can give you valuable insight into business changes or procedural changes or things that you want to make across the business as a whole. Last but not least on here, we help you get those happy promoter customers to actually recommend you, to actually take action and recommend you to their friends on their own social media channels. And we enable you to take all this great feedback that you've gathered from your customers and get it out on the internet, onto your Facebook page as well as your website, so new prospective customers can see how great a job you're doing serving your existing customers as they're making a decision whether or not to become a member of your club. So with that as a backdrop, what I'll do is hop over and actually start and give you a bit of a tour of the product itself. What you see in front of you now is the corporate level dashboard of the Listen360 system. And this dashboard is compiled as the result of rolling up data that's collected across a multi-location club system. So if you have multiple locations in your club, you'll see a view like this that has key performance indicators and statistics rolled up across your whole enterprise. If you are a single location club owner or only have one location, you'll get this particular view, which is what we call our task pad view of the dashboard, the corporate dashboard, that's automatically populated as feedback comes in from your customers. Before we go too much further on what you're going to see from the Listen360 as a club owner or manager, I wanted to give you a quick tour of what your customer is going to see when they get a feedback request on your behalf from Listen360. They're going to get an email that looks something like the one you see in front of you now. It will be branded specific to your club. This particular demo system is Get Fit, but of course we'd have your logo here. And the email is a very simple email, and a very important point that we make in it is we're only going to ask for 30 seconds of your customer's time to complete this feedback request. This is a very important concept. There are two big things. Number one, the email is triggered based off of activities such as a check-in to your club. And then number two, we only ask for 30 seconds of the customer's time to complete the feedback request. And as a result, we get a very strong response rate to this feedback request, to this survey, as opposed to other methods of collecting feedback from customers. So once your customer has read this, they simply click on this link, and they're taken to this page where they're asked this question, 0 to 10, how likely would you be to recommend Get Fit to a friend? And if they answer this question anywhere from 0 to 6, we ask a simple follow-up question, how did we disappoint you and what can we do to make it right? 7s and 8s are considered to be passives, and we ask what can we do to improve? And 9s and 10s are considered to be promoters. These are your happy customers that would actively recommend you to a friend. And we ask, what did you like about our services? Some of you may be familiar with a customer loyalty metric called the Net Promoter Score. And you'll know, and if you are, you'll certainly understand that this question is based on that ultimate question in terms of the kind of data you want to gather from your customers. So once your client has typed in whatever they want here in terms of the feedback, they simply click Submit. If you choose to ask additional questions, it's certainly an option. Those will be presented at this time. And once the client's finished filling that out, they simply click Next Step, and they're taken to this page, which is our social media sharing page. And so because this was a 10, the client has rated us a 10, they're taken to this page where they can actually share their experience with GetFit right on their own personal Facebook wall. And you, as a business owner, have the opportunity to include an incentive coupon for those customers to share with their friends. In the case of GetFit, they have a 1-month free membership. And then if I was the customer of GetFit, I click on this icon for Facebook, it's going to open my wall, and I can post directly into my newsfeed what a great time I had working out at GetFit. And all of my friends are going to see this incentive offer. First, they're going to see that I had a great time working out at GetFit, and secondly, they're going to see that GetFit has a 1-month free program. And if my friends come along and click on that, they're going to be taken to the GetFit website where they can see the kind of facility and services that are offered. And if they want, they're going to be able to click up here to print the certificate, and they can simply type in their name, email address to do that. Now, each step along the way, we capture this information about which of your customers are promoters, which ones of those promoters have shared their experience on their social media channels. If any of the friends of those promoters have clicked through to your website, we're going to provide those statistics back to you. If they put their information in to claim the 1-month free coupon, as I have just done, we're going to show that to you as prospects inside the Listen 360 system. And then last but not least, if they ultimately become a customer and sign up with this same email address they used to claim the coupon, we'll be able to show you that as what we call business acquired, net new customers that you've received as a result of the social media share function of Listen 360. So I'll stop that. And so once your clients have finished sharing, they simply come down, click the Finish button, and they're taken to the final page of the feedback request, which thanks them for taking the time to provide the feedback. And this same page is the page that your detractor customers, those 0 to 6s and those 7 and 8 passes would be taken to. But you have the ability to edit 3 different pages so that you may want to make a different kind of a commitment to a detractor about following up within a 24, 48-hour time frame, as opposed to a promoter who you may simply want to thank for taking the time to give you their feedback. That really is the whole process for your customer to be able to provide you feedback. And I think you can see that it really is just a couple of questions and a very limited amount of their time that is required to provide you the valuable feedback. So what I'll do now is go back and actually give you a bit of a tour about some of the things that you'll be able to see once that feedback has been provided by your customers. What you see in front of you here is the location level dashboard or the specific club level dashboard. In addition to this, you will also be receiving a nightly email from Listen 360 with all of the feedback that you've had from all of your clients the day before. So you will be alerted on an ongoing basis about any customers that have feedback for you. And then you can log into your dashboard, which is automatically and in real time populated with all the feedback that you receive from your clients. We've aligned this feedback to give you the information you need in order to take action to follow up with customers. And so we call this the at-risk task pad. And a member at risk is considered to be anybody that answered the feedback request as a 0 to 6, a detractor, or who was a promoter and is now a passive. In essence, their feedback rating has declined since their original feedback request was taken. We also give you the ability to track, manage, and measure how you're doing and how you're performing or how your staff is performing and following up with customers. So you have 3 options down here for ways to communicate with a customer. And you can see down here that we've had a couple of engagements already with Nova, where we've met with Nova in person. You can see the icon. And then in the last meeting, we offered Nova a free visit. And she accepted that, so we can actually complete that task by accepting that. And it'll bring up the next client on the list now that needs to be followed up with. Everything we need to reach out to the client is here, including their comment, their phone number, their email address. So everything we would need in order to make that follow-up easy and something that we can track and measure is presented here. And there's a full set of reporting on this as well to let you have that visibility into what the actions that your staff is taking. We also present to you on this same dashboard all of the a set of key performance indicators. We've got your key loyalty score populated right here. Those of you, again, that are familiar with something called the Net Promoter Score will recognize this calculation as the percentage of promoters minus the percentage of detractors. And that is an actual Net Promoter Score here for this business. We tell you your response rate, how many of those customers that were promoters have recommended your business, how many times their friends have clicked through to your website. And of course, we give you a stream of all the most recent feedback that you've received from your customers. So this is the process and this is the information that you need in order to take the action and follow up with individual members on a one-to-one basis. As I mentioned during the introduction, we also give you a set of top-down reports that allow you to look collectively at all the feedback from all of your customers. One of the reports that we have available to you breaks that feedback score down by various categories. So instead of looking at all of the individuals at once, you may want to look at your membership as a whole based on how long they've been a customer with you. And so we can take that loyalty score and break it down based on how long somebody's been a customer. And in this particular case, we can see that the customers that have been with us for 6 to 12 months happen to have the lowest score. And that might give us a good indication of something we need to do something about. So we could drill into that, see the actual feedback that's being provided by those customers that have been with us for 6 to 12 months. And based on that, maybe this is a community of customers that we need to do something to re-engage and to get them to come back. And so, in a health club environment, many times new members will go through a period of excitement where they come into the club and take advantage of everything that's going on, and then they'll lose their motivation to maintain their fitness after a period of time. And so this could give us some data and some indication of something that we may want to construct some kind of program to reach out to these people to get them to come back. Another good report in the system is the trainer performance report. In this case, we take all of the feedback that's come in and align it by the trainer who's provided the training to the individual clients that have who have given us feedback. And so we can see pretty quickly here that Birdie has a much lower overall score associated with her than Alejandro does. We can drill into Birdie. We can see the specific feedback that Birdie's clients had to give us. And this is an excellent tool to use for coaching individual trainers or instructors. So, instead of you as a club owner or manager just using, kind of feeling like somebody's not performing well, it's a very powerful tool to sit down one-on-one and say, hey, here's the feedback that your specific clients have given us. Let's look at this together, and what would you as a trainer do to improve this, as opposed to the typical way we have to manage folks sometime in terms of providing feedback to them based on our own feelings. And the last report that I want to highlight for you is something we call the Voice of the Customer report. And this is a unique tool that's part of the Listen 360 system called the Text Analytics report. And text analytics is kind of a big word, But basically what it does, it is a tool within our system that automatically reads all of the comments that your customers type in and then extracts from that common terms that they're using and the sentiment, positive or negative, in which they're using that term. And so you can see that within this particular club, schedule is something that was mentioned in 42 of the reviews that were provided. And it was mentioned negatively 26 times and positively 16 times. And if we want to drill down and see specifically what was being described, we can actually see the key theme term that was used that's rolled up into schedule, later, schedules, those kinds of things. And we can see the actual comments that the customers made. And so as we're trying to take decisions, for example, in a typical club or class-based fitness environment, many times we're trying to make decisions based on, should we open the club earlier? Should we stay open later at night? Should we offer classes at different times? This is a nice way to see the feedback that our existing clients are giving us all in one place and decide whether this is something that's even a priority for the customer base at large or not. So once again, giving you data to make informed decisions as opposed to doing it just from an individual's feedback or from gut feel. So that's kind of the top-down view of the reports that are available in the system. What I'd like to do now is now that you've kind of gone through this process of following up with individual customers on a one-to-one basis, you've gone through the process of looking top-down at all of the data that you have, and you've made improvements, you're going to want to take that great feedback that you've gotten from your customers and get it out where prospective customers can see it. So we have a couple of tools that help you do that. One of those is we have an application that automatically streams all of your reviews out to your Facebook corporate page. You see in front of you a company called Sky Fitness and Wellbeing. They are an RM360 user today. This icon gets automatically published out to their Facebook page by Listen360, and if we click on it, you'll see all the reviews that they've received from their customers. And in fact, I'll go down here to the bottom and you'll see that since they came live with us in February of this year, they've got over 27 pages of testimonials for their business streamed out to their Facebook page, with the most recent one coming in today. In addition to that, you can actually take that same stream of reviews and post it out to your corporate website. This is the company corporate website for Sky Fitness. And right down here you see that same stream of reviews. Using our widget, their web development company was able to populate that same stream of reviews directly on their website. And if I click here, you'll see that whole set of pages again, all 27 pages of those same reviews available through the company website. The last thing that I want to show you is one final tool that's within the Listen360 system that kind of helps close the final loop on everything for you. And this is what we affectionately call internally as our customer faceted search. But really this is a way of getting all of the feedback you've received from all of your customers through time in one place, and then being able to very quickly drill down and create a subset report. And I'll give you an example of why you might want to do that. You might want to take a look at all the customers that have provided feedback this year, and you might want to look at all of those that happen to be promoters. And within just a couple of clicks, we can create that list. And this list might be a great list of individuals to reach back out to with some kind of special offer. You might want to offer them some kind of a special bring a friend incentive to work out. And so this is a very quick way of assembling such a list. And once you have it, you can export this out to a spreadsheet that you could use to import into an email marketing tool. If you're using Constant Contact, we also have the ability to open campaigns directly in Constant Contact as a result of these reports, or these filtered reports. So a number of different ways that allow you to get the data out of Listen360 and use it for marketing, more effective marketing for your company. And I can tell you, we of course use Listen360 internally to survey our own clients, and we use this extensively to gather testimonials and build case studies on our clients. And it, from a marketing perspective, it saves us an immense amount of time to already know which customers we need to reach out to. So that really does kind of conclude my comments and the product tour. I had one last slide that I wanted to share with you. And that really, and this slide is a set of benchmarks that we've compiled, looking back at the data that we've collected on behalf of over 1,000 health, fitness, and wellness clubs. And we see across that community of customers a response rate anywhere from 24 to 32% on average. In many cases, of course, some of those clubs are going to have a much higher response rate. We've also learned through the feedback through our own reporting capabilities and our own benchmarking that you know, all these great functions that I'm showing you really do work in the real world. And in the fitness club space, 7%, over 7% of the promoter customers actually take the time to recommend their health club to their friends on their social media channels. And when they do, we're seeing a 2-to-1 click-through ratio of that back to those company websites. So this is powerful marketing that you're getting almost as a byproduct of the process of asking your customers for feedback. And then last but not least, we've done our own benchmarking around the Net Promoter Score. A lot of clubs are very familiar with this metric, and it's something that IHRSA actually publishes some benchmark data on as well. And you know, as would be appropriate, our benchmark of fitness clubs says that on average, the clubs that are currently using Listen360 have a 43% Net Promoter Score. And we found that to be uncannily close to the IHRSA benchmark, which I believe was 44%. So nice data that you can use as you begin to take advantage of the Listen360 to benchmark your own club and compare yourself to the fitness industry as a whole. So with that, I'll conclude my comments. And Kevin, I'll turn it back over to you to take it to the next step.
Thank you, Richard. So at this point in time, I'm going to go ahead and open it up for questions. Each of you at this point in time is on attendee mute, but I will be taking you off of mute so that you can ask any questions that you may have. If there are no questions, I will throw you all back onto mute, and we will go through the actual follow-up. Are there any questions at this time? Okay, if it doesn't look like there's going to be any questions, then I'll proceed to the follow-up aspect. As part of joining this webinar and attending it and providing us with your time, what we are going to do is we are going to offer a free trial to each and every one of you. This includes the setup, installation, and training of the RM360 services and your very first month of service free of charge. I will be sending an email to each of you with this offer attached to it, along with the ongoing pricing for the actual module. In addition to that, some additional marketing materials. And if anyone was looking to have a one-on-one, more detailed demonstration, we can certainly take that on as well. At this time, I'm going to pause. I do believe there may have been one question here. Hold on one second, please. So the question is there a way to identify the top 3 issues raised by a member, key drivers?
Yeah, and I think when the report that I showed earlier, that text analytics report, really does kind of bring out the actual key things that customers are talking about the most, the key and those most critical issues. And as you saw in that text analytics report, we stack rank which issues those customers are talking about the most, and so that you have the ability to quickly drill into those to the area of the business that needs the most attention. And we do that by allowing you to know whether they're speaking of it most positively or most negatively.
Okay, thank you, Richard. Again, if there's no other questions by the participants, this will conclude our meeting here today. Again, thank you very much for your time, and you will receive a follow-up email from me shortly, and we'll take it from there. Thank you all very much, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.